Hi guys! So, this is the third time that I'm recording this video. Count them, 1, 2, 3. As you know, if you watched my other video, I tried it today, outside. I tried to do like a double video. That didn't work because I don't know whether it's YouTube or a webcam, but the video kept freezing. The audio was fine, the video kept freezing, it was weird. Then I did it a second time, and I was like, it can't possibly happen again, right? Wrong, it did. The second one came out funnier though, so I left that. Because I didn't want to record a third one, like, for both topics I want to talk about. And, like, it didn't work out. The timing didn't work out anyway, because I had to, like, bring my mom to the airport. Long story short, today I have a book review. I have a book review today. It's on this book. I'm using, like, the glass window behind, over there, behind the camera, to see, like, the reflection of the frame. Anyway, I hope that this does not have tons of glare on it. I'm guessing that you've gathered what it looks like. It's called Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. I wanted to do a book review on this for, like, longer than I am comfortable with. Like, the thing is, I read a book and I want to do a review on it, but then, like, I can't wait to read another book. In this case, I haven't done that yet because I don't really have another book in hand that I want to read, unfortunately. So, for the past few nights, I've just been going to sleep without a book to read, and it's been lonely and boring. I don't like it. But that's because I wanted to keep this book fresh in my mind so I could do a review on it. So, what I will do is I'll read you the book jacket, and then I guess I'll explain a little bit more. Without further ado, let's go. Okay, ready? Okay, so the Scorpio Races. It's about horse races, okay. Some race to win, others race to survive. It happens at the start of every November, the Scorpio Races. Riders attempt to keep hold of their water horses long enough to make it to the finish line. Some riders live, others die. At age 19, Sean Kendrick is the returning champion. He is a young man of few words, and if he has any fears, he keeps them buried deep, where no one else can see them. Connolly is different. She never meant to ride in the Scorpio Races, but fate hasn't given her much of a choice, so she enters the competition, the first girl ever to do so. She is in no way prepared for what is going to happen. As she did in her best-selling Shiver trilogy, author Maggie Stiefvater takes us to the breaking point, where both love and life meet their greatest obstacles, and only the strong of heart can survive. The Scorpio Races is an unforgettable reading experience. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I would say that it's, like, in my top 5. The trilogy, that was mentioned in the book jacket, the Shiver trilogy, those are my top 3 favorite books, I would say. I love those books. Those are such a good series. But this is in my top 5, probably. I don't know. I haven't, like, made a list. It's just in my mind and brain. But because I think this is a really unique idea. If you read the book, like, the book jacket, I was unprepared for this book, just as Connolly was unprepared to ride in the Scorpio Races. But all it says in the book jacket is, riders attempt to keep hold of their water horses long enough to make it to the finish line. Nowhere does it mention that the water horses that they're referencing are these, like, bloodthirsty, flesh-eating, like, giant horse creatures from the depths of the ocean that, like, scramble out, like, clawing their way every fall. They come back to land. The land calls them home for, like, a few months, and they will eat meat. So they'll kill, like, livestock all over the island that these people live on, or they'll kill humans who are on land, and they happen to be outside on, like, a walk or something. Or they'll even kill fishermen plucked from the very boats that they're fishing on, etc., etc. but you'll get to that if you read the book. What else can I say about it? It's an interesting premise, and like that's a very unique idea. Like, who else would write about like killer horses? It's a good horse book. If you like horses, then you might like this. That's why I got it. I've wanted to read this for a long time. This is like a really late review. This book came out like a while ago. But I wanted to read it for a long time, and now that I did, I am doing a review on it. So I really like, what can I actually say about the book? I really like her writing style, Maggie's. It's very poetic, and it cuts to the reality of things, and I like that. As for like, I mean, if you're a fan of her other books, there's like a lot of romance in them. As for this book, there's not that much. There's like enough to keep you reading and interested and intrigued. But I mean, that's like one of my 2 complaints about the book, is that, yeah, I mean, like, I wish there was just a little bit more. That would have been nice, but it's fine. I'm not complaining too much. I wrote down some things about it. Let's see. I thought the cover was really good. I kind of like, the cover is actually kind of indicative of what the book is. See how it's like rusty red? Like the color of like dried blood. Like that would settle it, yes. Here's a lot of that in this book. It's very intense too. Let's see, what else did I write about it? Yeah, okay. Something I wrote down here was like, I had no idea when the setting of this book took place in. For the first like 50 pages when I was reading it, I assumed that it was just in present day. It takes place, like aside from the time frame, it takes place on the island of Thisby, which I thought was a real island, and I looked it up, but it's not. So don't look it up and feel stupid as I did. But based on like the names of the characters in this book, they're all Irish names, so I'm assuming it's like off the coast of Ireland. And this island of Thisby is the only place in the world of the book where these water horses come to land. So right, when I was reading it, I assumed it was in present day. It never actually explicitly says, but I gathered that it's supposed to be like the early 1900s-ish. I was never really sure. If you read it and like you have a good idea of like when it was, let me know in a comment. That would be nice, because I'm really curious to what you guys think. It's kind of like the intensity level. If you've ever seen Seabiscuit, it's kind of like that. It's very like serious and intense. There's not really much like fluffiness to this book, but it was good. Like I said, it's definitely for horse lovers. I would say that it's like, there are rarely good horse books besides ones that are like cheesy and stuff. Not that I would know, because I tend to just skip them for that very reason. Whenever I see like a cover, it's always like a black stallion with the mane flowing in the wind, and I just don't really want to read it, but to each their own, I guess. It was a page turner, slightly graphic at sometimes, but like not overly. Like, you can handle it. Let's be real. I would highly recommend it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, so as for like the whole lore around these water horses, I would recommend maybe even researching water horses. In the book, they're called, let me see if I can remember the pronunciation. I don't want to sound like a fool. They're called uisce in the books. I'll put a caption right here. Uisce. That's how you pronounce it. That's what they're called in the books, or water horses. But I would suggest even like researching them before you start reading it, or like while you're reading it, because another complaint I have about the book is that she never really like I don't know if she did it on purpose, but she never really like develops the mythology behind the water horses. Like, it's written as if you already know about them almost, like as if you already know everything about them, and it wasn't written like as an expletive to like tell you and explain like what they are and like why these things happen. I don't know. But I guess that's part of its intrigue though. And when it ended up happening, like, I don't know if most people would do this, but because I was just really curious, I ended up researching like a lot about it after. And it's really interesting because like I mean, lately we have the whole like vampire werewolf craze with like young adult books, but this is a unique idea. I didn't know anything about it, so it was interesting to look up. Another complaint I had was like one of the characters, I don't want to say too much about it, but like he was very much like the villain and that was it. He was very one-sided and I don't really like that as much, I guess. I feel like she should have developed like another side to him so that he wasn't so like one-dimensional and easy to peg as just like a villain, but whatever, it doesn't. I'm not complaining too much once again. It's like a minor thing. I think like part of the reason why there's no romance in this was because it has such an early setting, and also like the two characters, Sean Kendrick and Puck Connolly. Her name is really Kate, but people nickname her Puck with a P. Don't do anything with swear words there. They both have really strong personalities, so there's no like cuddly romantic thing, like things like that, because they're both very strong-willed and there's not much room for that, I guess. So, I don't know. It was a tearjerker toward the end of the book. I have written down here that I thought the island of Thisby was real, and then I wrote next to it like, I'm not proud. I'm not. But maybe that's part of her good writing, that makes you think it's real. I don't know. Right, so that's all I have on my list right there. If you want to pick up this book, check out your local library first, because you can get it for free there and you don't have to pay $10 for it. It's always good to support the author, I think. And maybe I will buy it someday, but I don't know, I think I'm better off buying books once I've already read them and I know that I'm going to read them again, instead of like wasting my money on buying it and then like, I don't know, I've done that a couple times where I'll buy the book and be really excited for it and then it won't meet my expectations at all and I'll like regret buying it. So just look before you leap, I guess. That concludes my review on the Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. I hope you pick it up. I hope you liked this review. I know it was very rambly, but I don't care because it's my channel. It's your choice to watch the video. Pick it up, give it a read. Hope you like it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye.